housing costs. Today, newly released figures show that home prices are still dropping. The Case-Shiller Home Price Index is now 33.1% below its July 2006 peak. Sound like a good time to buy? Well, not so fast. Home ownership levels are falling, too, to their lowest levels since 1998. So what is going on? Is the American dream changing? What's the smartest move in the world of post-bubble real estate? Juju Chang set out to answer that question.
To buy or not to buy? It's a question that looms so large there's even a show on HGTV devoted to it. On My First Place, potential owners weigh renting against taking the big plunge and buying their first home.
We're buying this place.
And today, with home prices dipping even lower than at the bottom of the housing bust, the uncertainty in the housing market is causing confusion and outrage.
People should be upset. They should be outraged. In some ways, this has been a betrayal by their government.
A betrayal in what sense? That the banks are doing well and homeowners are still struggling?
The promise to help homeowners, which was instrumental in getting Congress to pass the legislation that enabled the government to bail out the banks, included a promise to preserve home ownership, and that promise has been broken.
Neil Borofsky oversaw the TARP program, the government bailout of the banks in 2008.
It is a privilege and honor to testify once again before this committee.
He's been critical of the Treasury Department for rescuing the banks who sparked the crisis and leaving homeowners high and dry.
You're saying that the popular perception that the banks got off scot-free and the homeowners are still struggling and the government basically didn't do anything to help is true.
I don't see how you can look at what happened and what the bailout was supposed to do and compare to what the results are and come to any other conclusion.
It's a great house.
For Jeff and Karen Pryor, this is just terrible timing. They've been renting in Hoboken, New Jersey for 10 years and have been wanting to buy a house for the past year and a half. They just can't quite pull the trigger.
The one we nearly purchased, it would potentially have been depreciated by 8%.
And with all the talk of low home prices, they sense it's a buyer's market.
It seems like a good time for us to buy. It's really a good time for our family to be looking for a home. So It doesn't really seem like there would be any benefit to us to, continue to wait. The economy is going to do what the economy is going to do, and we'll just hope that it works in our favor.
This says man cave to me.
Eventually.
They're both professionals with a double income, a daughter in kindergarten, and even though banks have toughened requirements, they have a pre-approved mortgage. Their wish list, 3+ bedrooms, at least 2 baths, a big kitchen, a yard, an easy commute, and a good school district.
The question today is to buy or to rent?
I think we're at the point now where we want to be putting our money into a place that's, building equity for our family and for our future.
All of the scary things that are happening in the housing market doesn't scare you.
We just don't want to hesitate forever.
Yeah.
So you could expand the main bath, put in a shower.
That hesitation has been stalling the housing market. Just ask real estate agent Roberta Baldwin.
What has this roller coaster ride in housing prices been like for your clients?
The roller coaster ride has confused buyers across the board, no matter whether they're wealthy buyers who are buying over $1 million or they're first-time home buyers who have never done it before. They just don't know if they're making a big mistake. And they're looking back at the previous 10 or 15 years of real estate and saying, I don't want to do what these other stupid homeowners did. Maybe the way to do it is just not to buy.
Home prices ballooned, doubling, even tripling from 1997 to 2006. But when the bubble burst, home prices lost all that value and then some. Today's figures show prices down over 33% from its peak. And since the bottom fell out, skittish buyers have been turning into renters.
We have a rental desk in my office, and we're doing about 5 times the number of rentals we did 3 or 4 years ago. And not just for 1 year, they may be renting for 2 or 3. Everybody is waiting for that other shoe to drop.
Some experts agree it's better to rent than to own. That might be true in California, where rents are still low, but in sections of Florida and New York City, rental fees have ticked up slightly, which means buying might make more sense. Low prices combined with historically low interest rates. The current rate is 4.84%. That's down from a high of 16.63 back in 1981. Even so, economists believe the tide of foreclosures will continue to rise, while home prices will continue to drop.
What's happened to the American dream?
We have to go back to the old idea of why you owned a home, and that was for the pleasure and the love of that experience and all of the memories that you are going to create in a certain environment and the friends you're going to make and the happiness your children or your family will have.
You mean not as an investment vehicle?
Yes. I mean, that's the way my parents bought a house in 1956. I don't think it ever occurred to them they would make money on it.
Owning a home may still be the American dream. It's just making a killing on it that's no longer guaranteed. I'm Juju Chang for Nightline in New York.